Hello people, I'm going to introduce Loop, a development environment to teach object-oriented programming. Its main objective is to help the student to learn the basics before moving into a more complete and real environment. Because of this, Loop main concepts are objects and messages, avoiding classes in the first learning step. So, let's create an object in Loop. Particularly, we want to program a swallow called Pepita. We want the Pepita can fly distances. When Pepita flies, its energy goes down. First of all, I'm going to create a lesson. A lesson is like an environment. All the objects we are going to create will be alive in that specific lesson. So, let's give a name for that. Pepita lesson. Good. Here we have lots of information. First of all, let's notice that this lesson is empty. If we check the diagram, we can see a very white screen, so no objects. If we want to create an object and interact with it, we need to have a reference to that new object. So we're going to do two steps in one. Here we open the menu and select New Reference. Let's give a name, Pepita. Here we can see now our lesson has a reference called Pepita and is pointed to an object. It's the same information we can see here in our tree. Alright, now we want the Pepita flight across a kilometer. I said that when Pepita flies, its energy goes down. Let's add a variable in Pepita called energy. Let's implement the accessors. I'm going to implement the method fly some kilometers. We said that when Pepita flies, the energy goes down 10 by each kilometer. Okay, here we have the method fly in Pepita. Now I want to interact with Pepita. We need a wallpaper for that. We create a new workspace. The only way to talk with our object is sending messages. So we are going to use our messages. Let's see Pepita. Here we have Pepita and the energy of Pepita is pointing to nil. We're going to change this. Now, after evaluate this message, the energy of Pepita have to be 1500. If we move this, we can see that the energy has changed. Okay, now Pepita can fly to somewhere. We want that it can fly 10 kilometers. Okay, let's do this. And here we can see that the energy is going down. Now we can see that it's very simple, and only knowing a few concepts we can start programming. But what happens if I want to model something very similar to Pepita, something that flies in the same way? Repeat code never is nice, so I'm going to show you how to avoid that using a prototype-based scheme supported. To do that, I'm going to clone Pepita. We come here, we select with a clone. I want to model Dumbo. Dumbo is an elephant and can fly like Pepita. If we can see here in the diagram, now we have, I'm going to move this and this here. Okay, now you can see here we have a Pepita. It has a reference to energy. It's pointed to 1400, and here we have Dumbo. Its energy is pointed to nil because it's a clone and has its own energy. Let's play with Dumbo and Pepita. I'm going to show you how it works. Here, let's say that Dumbo energy is going to be 100. Okay, we have to arrange this diagram again. Let's move this. Here we can see that the energy is pointed to 100. If you want to implement something particular to Dumbo, for example, I'm going to change the display in this object diagram. You can do that, implement a display string message. I want that here says Dumbo. Now you can see that how the object displays is changed. If we go to the diagram, now it says Dumbo, but in Pepita it continues saying an object because we didn't change it. If we want to do that, we come here and do that. Let's check. Here we have Pepita and Dumbo. You can see here that Dumbo has a reference to Pepita because it's a prototype. The tool has more features like testing and explicit grammar collection, also group support, and it's always oriented to provide a gentle introduction in object-oriented programming. I hope you have enjoyed and start playing with it.